My name is Sue, and you might have seen my story in the Marin IJ or in the New York Times and USA Today, where I was pictured on July 4th protesting in Clint, Texas, where they are holding the migrant kids. I was chosen to speak with you today because of the attention I got from those photos, but I really feel like there are so many other people who could be standing in my place. The 10 who were with me, hailing from DC, Philadelphia, Queens, Flagstaff, Denver, Seattle, Baltimore, all were part of the newly formed Citizen Presence Initiative, which was founded by Georgetown law professor Heidi Feldman, who raised the money for me to be there to protest in Texas. The fight for better treatment of immigrants by the U.S. government will be a powerful effort needed to take down this behavior that is inhuman, morally repulsive, regardless of your political party. In the beginning, we were all shocked by the stories. Babies and toddlers with no diapers being handed off to 11-year-olds, no soap, toothbrush, change of clothes, or toys, kids sleeping on concrete floors, crying for their moms. In a Twitter rage, I threw out the idea of holding a July 4th vigil in Clint, Texas, where they were holding 350 kids in a facility meant for 100 men. A week later, I'm on a plane to Clint with $500 worth of children's books in Spanish to donate, and I'm organizing a vigil. During this demonstration, a bus pulled into the gated Clint area. Through the fence, we saw 10 children ages 12 through 16 disappear into the building. Someone started our chant in Spanish, "Estamos con los niños," or "We stand with the children." Things are tense in El Paso. Shelter locations are kept secret because anti-immigrant groups have threatened migrants and shelter employees. Flip-flops are needed because their feet are blistered from their long journey and they cannot wear shoes. But we don't have the information to take them. We don't know where the shelter is. We deliver the books, soccer balls, cards, and puzzles to a charity approved to take them into the Clint Detention Center. We learn Annunciation House, a well-known charity, is no longer taking donations. The shelter numbers have sharply decreased. This is because Border Patrol stopped new arrivals from entering El Paso to seek refuge. They're told to put their name on a months-long wait list to request asylum. Trump's cruel "remain in Mexico" policy means even those who have already requested asylum have to wait across the border from El Paso in Juarez, Mexico for their court date. These migrants have fled their countries with literally the clothes on their backs. Juarez is not a safe place for them. Sex traffickers prey on adolescent girls and women. Children must be protected from kidnappers. Individuals have been beaten and robbed of the cash they need to survive. Nonprofits have begun shifting resources from El Paso to Juarez, but this is not an easy process. They cannot bring bulk goods into Juarez from El Paso because they will be heavily taxed or confiscated at the Mexico border. Money is needed so vetted workers from El Paso can pay for new shelters, food, clothing, and toiletries bought in Juarez, and temporary beds in the form of hotels to keep women and children safe. While in El Paso, I started texting with a volunteer from Juarez. These are her words from our last text. Quote, "We don't know what will happen if Trump's policies continue for the long run, but there is a bigger community out there than all the hate. We take care of each other." As of July 9th, all detained migrant children have been moved to a detention camp in Carrizo Springs, Texas. It's isolated and hard for lawyers and monitors to get to. What can we do to help? For myself, I'm raising funds for aid in Juarez. My GoFundMe is on this event's Facebook page. Another good way to help is to donate to a bail fund for immigrants so they can get out and get their children. And the Canal Alliance is right here, where we should all be helping. Yes. We don't need to go to Clint, like she said. You can also get involved with Citizen Presence as I did, and you can go to Heidi Lee Feldman's Twitter feed for more information. More generally, the best way to fight for these children, these families, is to make sure Trump and the politicians who support his immigration policies are not reelected. So I am calling on all of us to do more than vote, to campaign for elected officials who will stop this. Join Indivisible Marin or Indivisible Sausalito, Democracy Action Marin or Mill Valley Community Action Network, Sister District or Swing Left. As the great immigrant rights activist Dolores Huerta said, quote, "Walk the street with us into history. Get off the sidewalk." Thank you.
We're just about coming up at 9 o'clock, and just ahead of that, when we're going to light all our candles, although it's nice to see some candles out there now, maybe I'll ask you to turn them